Boy, everybody looks like Kristine. I mean, look around this room. Everybody looks death-warmed over today.
I don't feel like...
No, did I say you?
You said everyone.
Look around the room. The only other person in here is me.
You don't look like death
Look around the room. Everybody looks death-warmed over.
They just look tired. Manaski and Andrew look like they've...
Andrew's grumpy
had a long
this
night.
morning.
No, not grumpy.
No,
just,
no.
I'm not grumpy.
What are you trying to say? That you're grumpy.
Manaski just recently ran down the street and got a photo. It's going up online right now. And it is I really was shocked to see this thing coming in. When the storms came through yesterday, and I'm going to assume, and maybe we shouldn't, you were there, you saw it, but some storms came through and it got a bit windy. I didn't think it was windy enough to knock a sign down, but along here on River Road in Marcy, the country home suburban...
So there's a business, Countryside Stove and Chimney.
Yes, right down the street from us.
The sign just off their property, or maybe it's on their property, it's an advertisement for Utica truck sales. Just says Utica trucks or something like that. It's tipped over, and it's a big, tall sign, with like a metal base, and it's got to be at least 15 feet in the air.
It's a big sign. And it's still lit up, by the way.
Well, actually, it's funny. I went down there and took a picture, and it was lit up, and then I pulled out of the parking lot and looked back, and
it went out.
It went out, so
it
it's
seems
now
like
out.
It seems like whatever force knocked that sign down, it was an east to west, and that would have made sense where the wind was blowing. But was there a gust of wind enough to be able to knock that sign down, or is there something else going on there? But it has fallen right down, and it was quite obvious this morning because the thing was all lit up.
Did we call them, or we just announced it now?
Well, I saw it, so it's not. I don't have to call and confirm it.
No. I'm just saying call and let them know.
Well, I'm assuming we haven't
sure
gotten to
they'll
that
find out,
yet.
yeah.
I'm hoping maybe they're listening now, but the sign's down. Is it the truck? It's the truck place, right?
Yeah, it says Utica truck sales. It's difficult for me to read what's on the other side there. There's a GM logo. It says we service all trucks. Albany something leasing.
And you got to be thinking it's lucky there was no one nearby when that happened, because it is a large sign. All right, yesterday my wife discovered something, and I have something on my wife too I want to get into as well. But my wife discovered what's that?
You have something on your wife?
My wife discovered yesterday what I think, and we kind of went back and forth on this, what I think is the most brilliant thing ever at Hannaford. And she took a photo, and I just put it up. It's on the Keeler page on our website, WIBX950.com. Are you looking at it now, Kristine?
Mm-mm.
Pull it up. And to me, this is the most brilliant concept, and I can't believe this hasn't been done before, and maybe it has, but I've never seen it before.
Oh.
Brilliant. Now, my wife
that's
doesn't feel it's so brilliant. She feels...
I'm with Allison.
This should be a family thing.
Absolutely. I'm so with Allison.
And I'll explain what we're talking about. It is, you can now go into Hannaford and buy eggs that are already colored for Easter. Real eggs.
Wow.
That have already been dipped in the little Pez color, whatever the thing is.
I'll do it.
And so you're okay with it. Kristine, what's your problem with it?
I agree with Allison. This is a family thing, really. We don't have the time to color our eggs anymore. Give me a break.
It's a personal decision.
Really, we're so lazy that we
Oh,
can't.
it's not a... Come on.
It's a pain in the ass.
You know what, Andrew? Wait till you have
Let's say what it
children.
is.
What, really?
Yeah.
Oh, my
Well,
gosh.
That's funny.
listen. I'm going to tell you.
Are you kidding me?
I am 3 kids in. And I do have to say I feel bad for my daughter, who probably has been kind of forced to grow up a little quicker than the boys did. Because after when my son, Joshua, had his first Easter, it was an enormous day to do the coloring of the eggs. And then, 3 years of that, 4 years of that. Now I have Benjamin, my middle child. And the years go on. We've been doing that for 10 years, 12 years. And now my daughter comes along, and it's like, yeah, well, you can figure out how to do this. Just get some vinegar out and add a little water, and we'll come back and check on you. I kind of feel like that happens. And you see the same thing with photos, right? Where the first kid, there's a ton of photos. Second kid, not as many. And by the third kid, boy, we never got any pictures of Joey. And this kind of happens. So for those people, maybe, But I think of it as a little differently. I think of it as maybe the elderly person that wants to have at the house for the grandkids or something. Or, right, so you can go buy the colored eggs. I think it's brilliant. The shut-in, the person who doesn't really get out much, have the colored eggs. I like it a lot. I think it's a great idea. And it's available now at Hannaford. You still don't see where it's kind of a good idea?
I don't.
Okay. All right. We have Willy Waffle coming up in a second. I do want to tell you that today is a special day in...
the whole point is to show that you have participated in the thing.
Oh,
I'm just going to keep going back to this.
It's a personal thing,
Folks,
I think.
don't feel guilty when you go over to Hannaford and buy the eggs that are already colored for you. It's awesome. Here's Kristine with an update. It's 6:47. Good. But don't make these people feel guilty for buying them.
I'm not making you feel guilty for buying them, but...
Here's Kristine with it. They've done it for 20 years. It's like enough is enough. I can go buy a whole dozen of eggs with all the beautiful colors and write a little name on little
Come on,
Johnny,
somebody
and it's
save
just
me.
beautiful.
Yeah, no, and I'll just add this, and I'm not trying to. I think you're right. If you have kids, I mean, that's the kids have fun doing it. But like maybe you're a grandparent, and the kids colored at home. They're just coming over for the holiday. You just put them on display.
You've been coloring eggs for 50 years. It's like, do I have to do this? I can go in now for $4.99 or whatever and buy them at Hannaford. I love it. 6:48. Here's Kristine. Hannaford also will offer a service. They'll actually come and set up your Christmas tree for you next year. I can't wait for that.